you navigate a complex world where interactions can build you up or subtly tear you down. This video will explore 5 specific phrases that, according to principles echoing Machiavelli's wisdom, you should immediately recognize as warning signs. These aren't just casual remarks. They often reveal deeply ingrained patterns of behavior that can undermine your psychological power and well-being. Understanding these verbal cues is crucial for self-preservation. Recognizing these insidious statements is not about paranoia, but about strategic discernment. Your social environment profoundly impacts your emotional control and decision-making. Ignoring these linguistic red flags leaves you vulnerable to manipulation, draining relationships, and a constant drain on your mental energy. True psychological power begins with protecting your inner circle and your peace of mind from those who seek to exploit it. We will meticulously uncover the subtle intentions behind these 5 distinct types of statements. This isn't about teaching you to be cynical, but rather to be acutely aware of underlying psychological dynamics. Our goal is to equip you with an enhanced sensitivity to verbal patterns that often precede destructive behaviors, ensuring you can maintain your boundaries and protect your strategic interests. Drawing upon a deep understanding of human behavior, cultivated through extensive study of psychological power dynamics and philosophical texts, I've observed these patterns manifest consistently. This approach is rooted in practical application, not abstract theory, offering you verifiable insights derived from observing the complex tapestry of social interaction and the Machiavellian mindset prevalent in many circles. To truly grasp the significance of these phrases, however, you must first understand the foundational principles that inform this perspective. It requires a brief journey into the strategic mindset that underpins this unique form of discernment, establishing the framework necessary for interpreting these verbal warnings accurately. Before dissecting specific phrases, it's essential to briefly consider the core of Machiavelli's thought. Often misunderstood, his philosophy isn't merely about ruthlessness, but a pragmatic observation of human nature as it truly is, rather than how we wish it to be. He recognized that individuals are driven by self-interest, ambition, and a desire for psychological power, and that wisdom lies in understanding these often hidden currents. Machiavelli's genius was in highlighting the chasm between appearance and reality. He advised leaders to perceive the world without romantic illusions, acknowledging the inherent flaws and motivations that shape human actions. This perspective, though sometimes uncomfortable, offers a powerful lens through which to analyze social interactions, enabling you to see beyond superficial charm and into true intent, fostering robust emotional control. Different schools of thought approach human interaction, but the Machiavellian mindset emphasizes a realistic, outcome-oriented view. It's not about becoming Machiavellian yourself, but understanding that others might operate from such a framework. This deep psychological insight allows you to anticipate behaviors and protect yourself, rather than being caught off guard by unexpected betrayals or manipulative tactics. Imagine you are a chess player, and Machiavelli is teaching you to anticipate your opponent's moves, not just react to them. He doesn't advocate for aggressive plays for their own sake, but for a keen awareness of every piece's potential and every player's likely motivations. This analogy helps contextualize the importance of discerning intent behind words, viewing communication as a strategic interaction. With this foundational understanding of human drives and the pursuit of power, we can now turn our attention to the specific verbal patterns that reveal an individual's true nature. These phrases are not random. They are symptomatic of deeper psychological traits that, if left unchecked, can significantly compromise your own strategic position and personal well-being. The first phrase to trigger your immediate caution is any variation of "it's always someone else's fault" or "I'm just a victim of circumstances." This isn't just a sign of immaturity. It's a profound indicator of a complete lack of personal responsibility. Individuals who consistently deflect blame onto external factors or other people rarely learn from their mistakes, hindering their own growth and projecting their failures onto others. This constant victim mentality corrodes not only their potential, but also any relationship they are part of. When challenges arise, rather than seeking solutions, they search for scapegoats. Engaging deeply with such individuals means you will inevitably become a target for their blame, as they refuse to acknowledge their role in any negative outcome. This pattern severely drains your psychological power. Such a person lacks the internal locus of control vital for effective decision-making and genuine resilience, traits central to Stoicism. They are reactive, not proactive, incapable of self-reflection or growth. Their narrative is always one of external oppression, never internal agency. This mindset makes them unreliable allies and dangerous adversaries, as accountability is a foreign concept to them. Consider the energy you expend trying to reason with someone who denies all personal responsibility. It's an exercise in futility, akin to arguing with a brick wall. This behavior not only creates conflict, but also pulls you into their negative vortex, diverting your focus from your own goals and diminishing your emotional control. You become an unwilling participant in their endless drama. This fundamental inability to take responsibility forms a dangerous foundation, often paving the way for more direct forms of manipulation and power plays. When someone consistently absolves themselves of blame, it indicates a fundamental flaw in their character, leading us to our next warning sign, which often arises from a similar place of self-interest and a distorted view of others. Delving deeper into the "it's always someone else's fault" dynamic, you discover a profound lack of self-awareness. This isn't merely an occasional slip, it's a habitual narrative they construct to maintain a facade of innocence or superiority. Such individuals rarely offer genuine apologies because they truly believe they have done no wrong, making true reconciliation or productive collaboration impossible. This pattern profoundly impacts psychological power dynamics within any group or relationship. A person who refuses accountability is unpredictable. Their loyalty is fleeting, as they can easily shift blame to you when situations turn sour. This creates an environment of distrust, forcing you to always guard your position, which is emotionally exhausting and strategically unsound. Machiavellian wisdom emphasizes understanding the motivations behind actions. When someone constantly blames others, their underlying motive is often to evade consequences and maintain their perceived status, even at your expense. They might use this tactic to subtly undermine your reputation or shift burdens onto your shoulders, demonstrating a form of dark psychology in practice. Think about a historical figure or a current event where leaders consistently blamed external forces for internal failures. This deflection prevents effective problem solving and fosters resentment within their ranks. In your personal and professional life, recognizing this pattern allows you to disengage before you become collateral damage in their perpetual narrative of victimization. This constant deflection also stunts their personal development, trapping them in repetitive cycles of failure. Because they never identify their own contribution to problems, they never learn or adapt. This stagnation is a critical insight, revealing a profound immaturity that contrasts sharply with the Stoic ideal of self-improvement and emotional control, bringing us to our second significant red flag. The second phrase that should raise immediate suspicion is, "You are the only one who truly understands me," or a variation implying a uniquely deep, immediate connection. While genuine connection is valuable, this specific statement, especially early in a relationship, is often a calculated tactic. It aims to create an artificial bond, isolating you and making you feel indispensable, a classic manipulation technique. This phrase targets your desire for significance and belonging, bypassing the natural development of trust. It implies a shared, exclusive insight that others lack, positioning you as their sole confidant. This isn't vulnerability. It's a strategic move to establish premature intimacy, making it harder for you to question their motives or set healthy boundaries, thereby compromising your emotional control. Those who use this phrase frequently are often seeking to quickly gain influence or loyalty without earning it through consistent, trustworthy behavior. They may use this perceived unique understanding to later persuade you into actions you wouldn't otherwise consider, exploiting your emotional investment. It's a subtle form of coercion, cloaked in the guise of profound connection. Consider the potential implications. If you are the only one, then you bear the sole burden of their emotional needs, often without reciprocation. This creates an imbalanced dynamic where your psychological power is slowly eroded as you become tethered to their narrative, neglecting your own needs and relationships outside this exclusive bond. It's a path to unhealthy dependence. Recognizing this manipulation tactic is vital for maintaining your autonomy. This declaration of unique understanding often serves as a precursor to other manipulative behaviors designed to test your boundaries and ascertain how much you are willing to invest in their emotional landscape. This brings us directly to our third warning sign, which often follows once this false intimacy is established. Delving deeper into "You are the only one who truly understands me," we uncover its function as a tool for accelerated emotional bonding, bypassing the natural checks and balances of genuine relationship development. This tactic creates an echo chamber where your empathy is amplified and directed exclusively towards the manipulator, insulating them from external critiques or differing opinions. The danger lies in how quickly this statement can disarm your critical faculties. You become less likely to scrutinize their actions or words, attributing any inconsistencies to their complex nature, which only you are privileged enough to grasp. This psychological illusion can lead you to overlook significant red flags and even defend their problematic behaviors to others, further isolating yourself. This is a quintessential example of dark psychology at play, subtly eroding your psychological power. The manipulator cultivates an image of profound uniqueness and misunderstood genius, making you feel special for being chosen to perceive it. However, this specialness comes with a heavy price. Your independent judgment and your capacity for objective assessment are subtly compromised. Reflect on historical figures who garnered fervent loyalty through similar appeals to unique connection. They often isolated their followers, fostering an us versus them mentality. In your personal sphere, this phrase signals an attempt to create a private world where their narrative is dominant, and your emotional energy becomes a resource they can tap into at will. This tactic serves to create a false sense of security and loyalty, preparing the ground for more direct forms of influence. Once they believe they have your exclusive trust and understanding, they will then feel emboldened to push boundaries or make demands. This strategic maneuver reveals a calculated intent, which often manifests in the next deceptive communication pattern we must examine closely. The third phrase that demands your careful attention is, "Don't tell anyone," but particularly when accompanied by seemingly juicy or confidential information about others. While sharing confidences can be part of building trust, this specific framing, especially when habitual, reveals a person who either thrives on gossip, lacks discretion, or is actively testing your loyalty and capacity for secrecy. This type of disclosure is rarely about genuine trust. More often, it's a subtle form of dark psychology designed to entangle you in their web of intrigue. By sharing privileged information, they implicitly obligate you to reciprocate or, at the very least, observe their rules of secrecy. This creates an unearned sense of shared complicity, making you an unwilling participant in their gossip network. An individual who habitually shares secrets is demonstrating a profound disregard for the privacy of others. What they reveal to you, they will likely reveal about you to someone else. This undermines your psychological power because you cannot trust them with your own vulnerabilities or strategic insights. Their words demonstrate a fundamental lack of stoicism in maintaining their own counsel. Consider the Machiavellian implications for your reputation. Being associated with someone who constantly whispers, "Don't tell anyone," but can slowly erode your own perceived trustworthiness. Others will assume that if you are privy to their indiscretions, you might also be a source of them, associating you with their lack of discretion and general untrustworthiness in the eyes of others. This subtle manipulation often serves as a test. They observe your reaction to their shared secrets, gauging your boundaries and your willingness to engage in similar behavior. This initial probe is a critical moment for you to assert your emotional control and strategic independence before they escalate their tactics and reveal the fourth, equally dangerous verbal pattern. When someone frequently begins a conversation with, "Don't tell anyone," but you are witnessing a deliberate act of trust manipulation. This isn't just innocent gossip. It's a strategic move to assess your character and loyalty, often to their own advantage. They are not genuinely seeking a confidant. They are gauging your discretion and potentially positioning you to carry their emotional baggage. This tactic is a clear indicator of a Machiavellian mindset that prioritizes information control over genuine connection. The secret they share often serves to elevate their status, paint someone else in a negative light, or simply test your response. Your reaction provides them valuable data on how you handle sensitive information, which they can then use to manipulate future interactions. The individual who constantly shares these secrets demonstrates a fundamental lack of respect for privacy, both theirs and others. This pattern signals that any confidence you share with them will likely become another secret whispered to someone else. It's a psychological power play, where information is currency, and loyalty is tested through discreet observation of your reactions. To counter this, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, our reactions, and our integrity. You don't have to engage with their gossip. Politely redirecting the conversation or simply listening without validating the behavior sends a clear message. Your refusal to participate actively maintains your emotional control and prevents you from becoming entangled in their web. This consistent pattern of veiled disclosures and attempts to ensnare you in their information network leads us to the fourth type of statement you must avoid. This next red flag often appears when someone is attempting to assert dominance or subtly discredit others, further eroding the stability of your social environment through insidious means. The fourth phrase that should trigger an immediate alert is, "You can't trust anyone around here," or "Everyone is out for themselves." While a healthy dose of skepticism is wise, a blanket statement like this, especially when uttered repeatedly and without specific verifiable evidence, is a profound red flag. Often reveals the speaker's own cynical, self-serving worldview and can be a projection of their own untrustworthiness. This statement is rarely a genuine warning. It's more often an attempt to isolate you and position themselves as your sole, trustworthy confidant. By sowing seeds of doubt about everyone else, they aim to break down your existing social bonds and make you dependent on their perspective. This is a classic dark psychology tactic to consolidate psychological power over you. An individual who constantly expresses such universal distrust often operates from a similar premise themselves. They project their own Machiavellian mindset onto the entire social environment, believing everyone is inherently deceitful because that is how they perceive and operate within the world. This cynicism reflects their internal landscape, not necessarily the external reality. Consider the impact this phrase has on your emotional control. If you internalize this message, you become hypervigilant and distrustful of all your relationships, fostering an environment of paranoia. This mental state drains your energy and makes it incredibly difficult to form genuine alliances or collaborate effectively, precisely what a manipulator desires. This pervasive distrust serves a very specific purpose: to create an opening for their own manipulative influence. By undermining your belief in others, they pave the way for you to accept their narrative without question. This leads us to our fifth and final red flag, which often builds upon this foundation of engineered isolation and doubt, aiming to solidify their control. Digging deeper into the statement, "You can't trust anyone around here," you uncover a calculated strategy to isolate you from potential allies and independent sources of information. This person wants to be your exclusive lens through which you view the world. They understand that a strong support system acts as a buffer against manipulation, so their goal is to dismantle it by fostering widespread suspicion. This is a potent form of psychological power play, where the manipulator actively erodes the social fabric around you. By poisoning the well of trust, They ensure that any alternative perspectives or warnings about their own behavior are dismissed. You become a prisoner of their narrative, unable to discern genuine threats from fabricated ones, thereby losing emotional control. Machiavellian tactics often involve controlling information and perceptions. When someone constantly pushes a narrative of universal untrustworthiness, they are essentially trying to control your perception of others. This is done not for your benefit, but to ensure that their own actions, however questionable, are viewed as necessary evils or the only reliable path in a deceitful world. Imagine a ruler who constantly tells their populace that all neighboring states are hostile and treacherous. This narrative serves to justify their own authoritarian rule and to prevent alliances that might challenge their power. In your daily life, this phrase is an attempt to establish a similar authoritarian control over your social reality and your alliances. The insidious nature of this red flag is that it often feels like a helpful warning, when in reality, it's a trap designed to tighten their grip on your perceptions. This manufactured distrust sets the stage for the final, most direct form of manipulation we will explore, where the individual offers a seemingly irresistible solution to the very problems they've helped to create. The fifth and final phrase to regard with extreme skepticism is, "I'm the only one who can help you with this," or "No one else understands how to solve your problem." This statement is a direct attempt to create dependency and consolidate control. While genuine expertise is valuable, this exclusive claim is almost always a tactic to leverage your vulnerability for their own gain. This declaration often comes after they have subtly or overtly cultivated a sense of crisis or exaggerated your problems, making you feel helpless. It's a classic problem-reaction-solution maneuver where they present themselves as the indispensable savior. This manipulative approach strips you of your agency and places immense psychological power in their hands. Individuals employing this tactic often possess a highly developed Machiavellian mindset. They understand that by positioning themselves as the sole solution, they gain immense leverage. This allows them to dictate terms, extract resources, or gain unearned loyalty, all while presenting themselves as benefactors. It is a subtle form of coercive control that preys on desperation. Consider the implications for your stoicism and emotional control. Relying solely on one person for critical solutions makes you incredibly vulnerable. If their help is withheld or conditional, you are left stranded. True self-reliance involves seeking diverse perspectives and building your own problem-solving capabilities, not ceding all power to a single, self-proclaimed expert. This assertion of exclusive capability is particularly dangerous because it prevents you from seeking alternative, potentially better, solutions. It closes off your options and traps you in their orbit. Understanding how to recognize and resist this final, potent red flag is crucial for safeguarding your autonomy and maintaining your strategic position, which we will discuss next. The phrase, "I'm the only one who can help you with this," is a dangerous illusion of indispensability. It's a psychological trap designed to limit your options and funnel your resources, whether they be emotional, financial, or intellectual, directly to the manipulator. This tactic thrives on creating a perceived scarcity of solutions, where their help becomes the most valuable commodity. This is a prime example of dark psychology exploiting your natural human inclination towards finding solutions. The didactic manipulator doesn't just offer help. They offer exclusive, unparalleled assistance, making you feel indebted before any tangible benefit is even delivered. This generates a powerful sense of obligation, subtly eroding your psychological power and emotional control. Machiavelli himself understood the importance of creating dependence to maintain power. When a ruler ensures their subjects are entirely reliant on them for security or prosperity, their authority becomes unquestionable. In personal interactions, this phrase operates on the same principle, ensuring your loyalty by making you believe no one else can fill their role. Think about the long-term consequences of ceding such power. You become emotionally and perhaps practically tethered to this individual. Your decisions might start to revolve around maintaining their help rather than pursuing your own best interests. This dependency can stifle your growth and prevent you from developing the resilience and self-sufficiency integral to Stoicism. Understanding this deceptive maneuver allows you to proactively seek multiple perspectives and develop your own capabilities. It empowers you to break free from the illusion of a single savior, reinforcing your self-reliance and strategic thinking. Having now identified all 5 critical phrases, it's time to synthesize this knowledge into practical strategies for protecting your inner world. Having explored these 5 distinct linguistic red flags, the constant blamer, the false intimate, the secret sharer, the architect of distrust, and the indispensable savior, you now possess a deeper understanding of manipulative communication patterns. These aren't isolated incidents, but often interconnected threads that weave a tapestry of control and self-interest, indicating a pronounced Machiavellian mindset. The key to psychological power lies not just in identifying these patterns, but in developing robust defense mechanisms. Your first line of defense is awareness. Simply recognizing these phrases for what they are immediately diminishes their power over you. It allows you to shift from a reactive state to a proactive one, safeguarding your emotional control from external influence. Implement a strategic pause when you hear these statements. Instead of immediately engaging, take a moment to analyze the context, the speaker's history, and their potential motives. This brief moment of reflection, a practice central to Stoicism, prevents impulsive reactions and allows your rational mind to assess the true intent behind their words, rather than their surface meaning. Furthermore, practice setting firm, yet polite, boundaries. You don't need to confront every manipulation directly, but you must ensure you don't enable it. This might involve changing the subject, refusing to participate in gossip, or simply limiting your interactions with individuals who consistently employ these verbal tactics. Your time and energy are valuable assets. By understanding these subtle nuances of dark psychology, you gain an invaluable advantage. You become less susceptible to manipulation and more adept at cultivating relationships based on genuine trust and mutual respect. This comprehensive awareness now prepares you for the actionable steps you can take to integrate this wisdom into your daily life. To effectively implement this knowledge, begin by observing your daily interactions with heightened awareness. Pay close attention not just to what people say, but how they say it and the patterns that emerge over time. This mindful observation is the first practical step towards strengthening your psychological power and applying the Machiavellian mindset for self-protection. When you encounter one of these 5 red flag phrases, don't immediately react with judgment. Instead, use it as data. Mentally note the context, the individual, and the potential underlying motive. Over time, you'll develop an intuitive sense for these patterns, making your discernment an almost automatic reflex, further enhancing your emotional control in challenging situations. Actively cultivate a diverse network of trusted advisors and friends. This counteracts the isolating tactics of manipulators who tell you can't trust anyone. A robust support system provides multiple perspectives, making it harder for any single individual to exert undue influence over your thoughts or decisions, strengthening your stoic independence. For those interested in delving deeper, exploring foundational texts on social psychology, communication theory, and even works on Stoicism can further refine your understanding. Resources like The 48 Laws of Power, read with discernment for understanding, not replication, or works by authors like Robert Greene offer further insights into human power dynamics. Remember, this is not about adopting cynicism, but about fostering wisdom. Your goal is to navigate human interactions with clarity and foresight, protecting your integrity and strategic position. By applying these steps, you reinforce your personal autonomy and maintain a secure mental landscape, leading us to consider the crucial aspect of ethical implementation. While understanding these Machiavellian principles for self-protection is powerful, it comes with important ethical considerations. This knowledge is intended for defense and discernment, not for adopting manipulative tactics yourself. The goal is to safeguard your psychological power, not to exert undue influence over others through dark psychology. Using this wisdom responsibly is paramount. Be transparent with yourself about your own biases and vulnerabilities. Everyone can fall prey to these tactics, and self-awareness is your strongest shield. Regularly reflecting on your own motivations and how you engage with others ensures you maintain your integrity and don't inadvertently mirror the very behaviors you aim to avoid. This self-assessment is a core Stoic practice. It is crucial to acknowledge that context matters. A single instance of one of these phrases might be an anomaly or a momentary lapse, not necessarily a definitive red flag. Consistent patterns across multiple interactions are what truly signify a deeper issue. Avoid hastily labeling individuals based on isolated remarks. Discernment requires careful, patient observation. Please note that while these insights draw from established psychological principles and philosophical traditions, they are not a substitute for professional psychological advice or therapy. If you are experiencing significant challenges in your relationships or suspect you are being manipulated in a harmful way, please seek guidance from a qualified mental health professional. The aim is to empower you with critical thinking and emotional control, enabling you to build healthier, more authentic relationships. This ethical framework ensures that your newfound discernment serves to elevate your interactions and fortify your inner world rather than devolving into distrust or manipulative practices. By recognizing the 5 verbal red flags we've discussed, the blamer, the false intimate, the secret sharer, the architect of distrust, and the indispensable savior, you are now better equipped to fortify your mind against subtle manipulation. This refined discernment is a cornerstone of true psychological power, allowing you to navigate complex social landscapes with greater confidence and strategic insight. Your ability to identify these patterns will directly enhance your emotional control, preventing you from becoming entangled in draining or destructive relationships. This isn't about fostering suspicion, but about developing a keen Machiavellian mindset for self-preservation, ensuring that your energy is invested in relationships that genuinely uplift and empower you. Remember that genuine connection is built on trust, respect, and mutual accountability, qualities starkly absent in individuals who frequently use these deceptive phrases. By choosing to disengage from such patterns, you actively cultivate an environment that fosters your growth, resilience, and overall well-being, embodying the core tenets of Stoicism. We encourage you to share your own experiences or observations in the comments below. How have these types of phrases impacted your relationships? Your insights enrich our collective understanding of human behavior and further empower our community to navigate the complexities of psychological power. Join the conversation and contribute to this ongoing journey of self-mastery. Your journey towards greater psychological power involves constant vigilance and a commitment to truth, both within yourself and in your interactions. Apply these insights wisely, protect your peace, and continue to build a life rich with authentic connections and unwavering emotional control. Your discernment is your shield. Use it well.